Hello again, my friend. I'm so glad you found your way back here tonight. As you nestle into the stillness, I want you to picture something. Deep in a rainforest, a hidden city sleeps under a blanket of leaves. Tonight, we'll drift softly into the lost world of the Maya, where ancient stones whisper secrets and time moves like a quiet stream. Let's go there together. I'll share a few quiet facts about their extraordinary cities, one gentle revelation at a time. And if sleep overtakes you before we reach the end, that's exactly how it should be. If nights like these help you unwind, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe, so I can be here whenever you need a calm voice. Now, let's begin. The Maya developed a writing system that was as much art as language. Imagine tiny, intricate glyphs, miniature paintings carved into limestone slabs or brushed onto folding sheets of bark paper. These delicate symbols captured the quiet rhythms of daily courtly life, from the soft hush of a scribe's brush to the turning of the seasons. For thousands of years they recorded not just kings and ceremonies, but the deep, silent movements of the stars, tracing the path of Venus across the night sky. When you look at a Maya glyph, you're not just seeing a word, you're peering into a memory, preserved as softly as a pressed flower. Deep in the lush heart of Guatemala lies Tikal, where colossal limestone pyramids rise above the emerald rainforest like silent stone guardians. These temples were built not just for ceremony, but to align with the heavenly bodies at certain times of year. The sun would crown their summits exactly as if the earth and sky were exchanging a gentle greeting. Imagine standing atop one of those ancient stones, feeling the warm mist on your skin and watching the drifting clouds pass just above the treetops. It was a place where the boundaries between the mundane and the divine grew thin, and the canopy hummed with the soft rustle of life. The Maya were patient observers of the night. They calculated the solar year with such breathtaking precision that their calendar was more accurate than those used in Europe at the same time. They didn't just measure time, they watched the slow, rhythmic dance of Venus and the moon and saw in them a celestial lullaby. This knowledge wasn't locked away in dusty books, it was woven into the fabric of every village, into the planting of corn. The timing of quiet festivals, the stories told to sleepy children. For them, the cosmos was not something distant. It was a gentle, present companion, guiding them through each tranquil season. Hidden within the humid jungles of Belize is Caracol, a sprawling city laced with smooth white limestone causeways called Sacbiobe. These white roads rose slightly above the forest floor, allowing travelers to drift peacefully through the greenery, their footsteps hushed on the ancient stone. Imagine walking alone at dawn, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and orchids, the path stretching ahead like a pale ribbon under the canopy. The Sacbiobe connected central plazas to quiet outlying neighborhoods, uniting the city in a web of stillness, a reminder that even the grandest places need gentle paths to bring them together. Nestled in the soft mists of the Chiapas Mountains, Palenque breathes a different kind of quiet. Its architecture is elegant, with sloping roofs and intricate carvings that seem to ripple like water frozen in stone. At its heart lies the Temple of the Inscriptions, where King Tikal was laid to rest deep within the earth, wrapped in a sarcophagus as silent as the night. The mountain air drifts through the ruins, and if you listen, you might almost hear the murmur of ancient voices in the rustle of leaves. Palenque doesn't feel like a ruin, it feels like a dream, still dreaming. Imagine the ancient Maya cities, nestled in the lush lowlands where the rain is a soft, fleeting visitor. To sustain their grand plazas and bustling communities, they became masters of water, crafting systems of quiet ingenuity. Vast reservoirs, lined with limestone plaster, caught each droplet from the tropical sky, shimmering like mirrors under the moon. Filtered cisterns, layered with sand and stone, purified the water, allowing it to flow gently into the heart of their world. This mindful management, a serene dialogue with the seasons, let life bloom in the quiet intervals between the rains, gardens thriving, fountains murmuring, the whole city breathing in a rhythm of gentle abundance. You can almost hear the distant, rhythmic drip of water, a lullaby of sustainability that whispered through the stone. Now, let your thoughts drift to Chichen Itza, where the temple of Kukulkan rises with a mathematical grace that stills the mind. As the equinox arrives, a phenomenon unfolds with the slow patience of a flower opening. The late afternoon sun casts its light at an angle so precise that a shadow begins to glide down the balustrade of the northern staircase. It does not simply appear, it travels, one triangular undulation at a time, forming a shimmering serpent of light that seems to crawl toward the earth. This graceful illusion, born from the shifting angles of the sun, reflects a deep, harmonious conversation between the Maya and the cosmos, a celestial dance captured in stone, meant to be witnessed with quiet reverence. In the dappled shade of the rainforest, where the canopy filters the sun into a soft green mosaic, the Maya cultivated a treasure from the gods, cacao. The delicate trees flourished under the shelter of taller mothers, their pods ripening to deep hues of gold and crimson. The beans, once fermented and dried, were ground with slow care, then whisked into a warm, frothy drink with a dark, velvety richness. Often scented with wild honey and the delicate curl of vanilla, it filled the air with a sweet, earthy aroma. In the quiet intimacy of royal courts, this beverage was shared as a sacred communion, sipped from ornate vessels while whispered conversations wove the fabric of the kingdom. Each taste was a moment of connection, a liquid embrace that spoke of the divine. Journey now to the city of Copan, where the great plaza rests in a soft amphitheater of hills. Here, the Maya erected intricate stelae, towering stone pillars carved with a delicacy that seems to defy the material. Each surface bears the serene portrait of an ancient ruler, their elaborate headdresses and jade ornaments rendered in low relief, as if emerging from a dream. The figures' expressions are not stern but infinitely calm, their eyes half closed in eternal contemplation. Weathered softly by the passing centuries, these monuments stand as silent witnesses to a golden age of art and philosophy. Their every detail a whisper of a world that valued beauty over haste, now gently cupped by moss and the tender light of the afternoon. And finally, consider how many Maya cities were eventually embraced by the gentle fold of the jungle. Over decades and centuries, vines unfurled their tendrils with infinite slowness, reaching across doorways and up staircases. Mosses, like a soft painter's brush, draped the stone walls in a blanket of deep, living green, absorbing the sharp lines into a contour of velvet. Roots, delicate but insistent, wove through the mortar, holding the ruins in a silent, organic embrace. These once grand places now sleep in a timeless dream, breathing in the warm, damp air of the forest floor, the scent of wet earth and blooming orchids. It is a tender reclaiming, where human ambition and nature's patience merge into a single, peaceful slumber under the whispering canopy. Let us begin with the Mayan glyphs. The Maya developed a writing system that was as much art as language, each glyph a tiny masterpiece carved into stone or painted on ceramics. Imagine a scribe, seated in the dappled shade of a ceiba tree, carefully pressing a chisel into a limestone stela. The gentle tap of the chisel was a meditation, a quiet rhythm that connected the scribe to the cosmos. The curves and scrolls he created were not just symbols, they were vessels of memory, capturing the lineage of kings and the slow waltz of Venus across the evening sky. These intricate carvings speak to us still, with a peaceful, flowing precision that feels like a river of ink frozen in stone. Deep within the emerald cathedral of the rainforest, the Maya crafted quiet miracles of engineering. Vast reservoirs and hidden limestone cisterns, known as choltons, lay nestled in the earth. These chambers, lined with smooth stucco, gathered the softest rainwater, drop by gentle drop. The air inside was cool and still, a dark, womb-like silence that held the memory of rain. During the dry months, when the sun hung heavy and the air shimmered with heat, the choltons whispered their gift, a steady, life-giving flow that sustained great cities. You can almost hear, in the stillness of a forgotten forest floor, the faint echo of water lapping against ancient stone. Now, let our thoughts drift to Tikal. There, towering limestone temples rise like stone giants, their stepped sides piercing the emerald canopy as if reaching for the stars themselves. These temples were celestial lighthouses. At dusk, when the first pale planets emerged, priests would ascend the steep staircases, their sandals whispering on the weathered stone. The stone itself seemed to exhale the day's warmth as twilight deepened. From the summit they watched the slow, rhythmic dance of the stars, a silent, unchanging ballet that guided planting and prophecy alike. The jungle's breath, warm and damp, wrapped around them as they marked the heavens. The Maya understood the poetry of light. Their architects aligned grand plazas and pyramids with the gentle, patient journey of the sun across the solstices and equinoxes. At Chichen Itza, on a particular afternoon, something quietly astonishing occurs. As the sun descends, a series of triangular shadows begins to form along the balustrade of the Great Pyramid. It appears not as harsh geometry, but as a soft, undulating serpent of light, slowly gliding down the temple stairs, a luminous feathered snake returning to earth. The soft limestone glows amber, and the serpent appears almost alive, a gentle illusion crafted by shadow and light. It is a moment of perfect harmony, a whispered conversation between stone and star. And beneath all this grandeur lay a foundation of quiet, tender care. The Maya cultivated a rich tapestry of crops in their lush gardens, vivid beans, golden squash, and the most sacred of all, maize. They believed that humanity itself was woven from maize dough by the hands of the gods, so they tended their milpas not just as fields but as a sacred trust. In the soft morning mist, a farmer would plant each seed with reverence, and the rustle of corn leaves in the breeze was a lullaby, a sound that had comforted generations. The land, in return, provided a quiet, enduring song of life. Imagine standing at the edge of a hidden forest clearing, where the earth opens into a perfect circle of cool turquoise water, a cenote. The Maya believed these limestone sinkholes were sacred portals, serene gateways to Xibalba, the gentle underworld. On quiet mornings, thin wisps of mist would hover just above the surface, as if the spirits themselves were breathing slowly, inviting a moment of reflection before the day's rituals. Priests and pilgrims would come here to offer gifts of jade and incense, their soft chants dissolving into the still air. To gaze into a cenote was to peer into a mirror of another realm, where time moved at a different, deeper rhythm, and the water, always cool, always clear, held the memory of 1,000 whispered prayers. That same relationship with time ripples through the Maya's astonishing long-count calendar. Rather than counting days in a frantic rush, they mapped immense cycles, stretching over 5,000 years with a calm, mathematical grace. Picture a scribe, seated beneath a thatched roof, carefully carving a date into stone, not just a number, but a point on an endless, spiraling wheel. Every 260 days, every 52 years, the cycles would softly overlap and begin again, like the gentle lap of water returning to shore. This wasn't a countdown to an ending, it was a peaceful affirmation that the universe breathes in repeating patterns, and that you too are part of that slow cosmic exhale. In the lamplight of a palace workshop, an artisan's hands move with delicate precision, shaping a piece of jade the color of a deep forest shadow. The Maya treasured jade far above gold, not just for its beauty, but for its cool, almost living touch against the skin and the way it seemed to hold a quiet inner light. A noblewoman would wear a necklace of polished jade beads, each one resting softly just below her collarbone, a symbol of breath, life, and gentle authority. When she walked, the beads would shift with a faint, soothing whisper, a sound like raindrops on leaves. To wear jade was to carry a fragment of the earth's tranquil heart with you, a reminder that even stone can feel warm and protective. And to connect these hearts of civilization, the Maya raised not just temples but luminous white paths through the jungle, the Sacabiob. Imagine it, you're a traveler at dusk, your bare feet finding the smooth, cool surface of a raised limestone road. To either side, the emerald wall of the forest rises, alive with the soft chirr of insects. But ahead, the pale path seems to float, guiding you like a river of moonlight through the trees. These roads stretched for miles, raised above the damp earth, their brilliant white surface visible even under starlight. Merchants, pilgrims, and messengers drifted along these silent highways, their lanterns tiny fireflies in the vast dark, moving in a slow, purposeful flow from one city to the next. The Sacabiob were not just roads, they were deliberate strokes of calm across the breathing landscape. In time, the footsteps faded, and the jungle returned, wrapping every abandoned plaza in a velvet hush. Today, those ancient cities sleep under a soft blanket of moss and liana, the once proud staircases now gentle green slopes. A temple's carved face still gazes out, but now it wears a delicate veil of ferns, as if nature is tenderly covering a child at rest. The warm, humid air carries the scent of wet stone and blooming orchids, and the only sounds are the slow drip of water and the distant, peaceful calls of howler monkeys. Here, history doesn't feel lost, it feels held, cradled in a silence so complete that you can almost hear the heartbeat of the earth itself, a quiet reminder that endings, too, are just another kind of slow, returning cycle. Hey, still here? That's okay. You don't need to be awake to wander through these old, quiet places. But if you are, there are many more forgotten paths to follow. If you're enjoying this gentle journey, a like helps other night owls drift along these ancient roads. Deep in the Guatemalan jungle, the ancient city of Tikal cradles Temple the Varth, reaching high into the misty canopy. Imagine standing there, centuries ago, gazing out over an endless sea of emerald treetops. The soft clouds drift slowly across the horizon, like quiet ships in a vast green ocean. The warm, still air carries the faint whisper of distant birdsong. Time feels suspended there, as gentle as a dream. This towering pyramid, built by patient hands, is a place where earth meets sky. The moss-covered steps lead upward, worn smooth by the passage of countless seasons. From the summit, ancient observers could watch the sun paint the clouds in soft gold and lavender, while the jungle below rested like a living tapestry beneath their feet. Further north, nestled among the gentle hills of Chiapas, lies Palenque. Its architecture is delicate, almost as if the stone itself learned to flow like water. The reliefs and carvings are so intricate they seem to ripple, telling stories of gods and kings in soft, rounded forms. Imagine wandering through its courtyards, where tranquil streams murmur alongside the ancient pathways. The builders designed this city to blend with the natural world, so that every structure felt like a part of the peaceful hills. The sound of water is a constant, gentle companion, weaving through the stone like a lullaby. Here, art and nature became one, a sanctuary of quiet expression, where every carved flower and feather seemed to breathe in the still air. In the serene landscapes of Honduras, the city of Copan offers a different kind of peace. Its great plaza stretches wide, a vast open space where time stands still. Here stand the stelae, tall stone monuments, each one intricately carved with the faces and stories of ancient rulers. These figures seem to gaze quietly into eternity, their features softened by the ages. The stelae are like silent sentinels, holding memories of a sophisticated culture in the gentle stillness. Imagine placing your hand on the weathered stone, feeling the cool, smooth surface that has witnessed centuries of sunrises. The detailed glyphs and figures are not just art, they are whispers from a deep and dreaming past. The Maya also held a profound way of capturing their world, a writing system of elegant glyphs. Each symbol looks like a soft, rounded sculpture full of curves and quiet grace. Imagine a scribe, sitting in the shade of a ceiba tree, carefully painting these symbols onto paper made from tree bark, folded like an accordion. They recorded the slow dance of the stars, the rhythms of the seasons, and the poetry of their histories. In the quiet of that long-ago moment, the gentle scratch of the brush was the only sound, as the entire universe was traced onto a fragile page. These books, called codices, held the whispers of the cosmos, bound in jaguar skin, tenderly preserved. And far to the north, on the limestone plains of Yucatan, Chichen Itza holds a gentle wonder. The Great Pyramid, El Castillo, stands as a testament to a culture that listened to the sky. Twice a year, during the equinox, something deeply serene happens. The late afternoon sun casts a shadow along the northern stairway, and a pattern of light and dark slowly glides down the balustrade. It looks like a serpent, softly undulating, descending in a graceful, silent movement. This is no accident but a quiet architectural marvel, blending the rhythm of the cosmos with the skill of human hands. The ancient people would gather, watching in hushed reverence as the feathered serpent seemed to come alive, connecting earth and heaven in a single, flowing breath of light. The plaza below, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun, held only silence and wonder. Let your mind settle as we wander through the quiet remnants of the Maya world. Many Maya cities held vast, stone-lined reservoirs, collecting the soft rains of the wet season. These mirrored pools would rest beneath the open sky, holding the deep blue of the day and the silver of the moon. Their surfaces reflected the lush green canopy, a gentle reminder of the balance between earth and water. During the drier months, the water remained calm and clear, a quiet promise of life. The Maya would visit these pools, drawing water with a slow, rhythmic motion, as if listening to the earth's own heartbeat. And as the water settled, so too did their understanding of time. The Maya created an incredibly accurate calendar system, one that followed the slow, steady cycles of the stars and planets. They saw time not as a straight line stretching forward, but as a series of concentric circles floating eternally in a cosmic dance. Each sunrise was a gentle return, a soft echo of a day lived long ago and a quiet whisper of a day yet to come. Deep within the rainforests, the Maya built limestone causeways known as sakbiob, which means white roads. These elevated paths rose above the damp earth, gliding smoothly through the trees. Under the soft glow of the moon, they would shimmer with a pale, luminous light, guiding travelers from one sleeping city to another. Imagine walking there now, your footsteps silent, the only sound a distant breeze rustling the leaves. In the dappled shade of the jungle, the Maya cultivated cacao trees with tender care. They transformed the beans into a warm, frothy beverage, a drink as comforting as a soft blanket on a cool night. This cherished drink was often enjoyed in quiet ceremonies, shared among the nobility in the gentle glow of candlelight. As they sipped, a deep sense of warmth and stillness settled over them, a moment of peace held in a simple cup. And over the centuries, the forest gently reclaimed the stone cities. The temples, once alive with voices, were slowly draped in a soft blanket of vines and moss. Now, these ruins rest in a peaceful slumber, embraced by the quiet whispers of the tropical wind. The stones dream of ancient rains and moonlit roads as the jungle continues its slow, loving return to stillness. So let yourself drift, carried by these quiet echoes of a world that rests, just beyond the edge of waking thought. Let your thoughts float gently now, across time and space, to a land of mist and ancient stone. In the heart of the Guatemalan rainforest, the city of Tikal rests in silence, its temples wrapped in a soft blanket of green. The temple of the jaguar reaches up, its limestone steps seeming to touch the low-hanging clouds. The Maya built this place with such care, aligning each stone with the celestial bodies, so that the earth below and the stars above exist in quiet harmony. Walking these ancient plazas, one feels a deep sense of peace, as if the whole complex is breathing slowly with the forest. Deep within the jungle, hidden paths emerge. The sakbiob, or white roads crafted from smooth, pale limestone. These elevated causeways would glow faintly under the moonlight, guiding travelers gently through the dense canopy. Imagine drifting along such a road, the night air warm and still, the only sound the whisper of leaves. The stone itself was cool and smooth underfoot, reflecting the moon's gentle light, making the path seem like a river of silver winding through the dark green. Now, let the misty mountains of Chiapas cradle your imagination. The ancient city of Palenque nestles there, its architecture blending softly into the natural landscape. Delicate carvings adorn the temples, telling timeless stories of great kings. The stone has been softened by centuries of warm, tropical rain, worn smooth like a river stone. Waterfalls whisper nearby, and the air is thick with the scent of wet earth and orchids. The temples seem to emerge from the greenery, as if the jungle itself is reclaiming them with loving arms. A quiet testament to the gentle passage of time. In the city of Copan, artisans created a gallery of towering stone pillars, each one a stela, covered with intricate glyphs and figures. It's like a silent library of history, where every carving is a tapestry of memory, preserving the whispers of a civilization in a stony embrace. The faces of gods and rulers gaze out with calm expressions, their stories frozen in time. Standing among them, you can almost hear a faint murmur of the past, as gentle as wind through leaves. Finally, let your mind ascend to the high plateau of Caracol. Here, great pyramids emerge like gentle islands from a sea of emerald leaves. From these heights, the Maya would lie back and watch the slow, drifting dance of planets across the velvet night sky. No haste, no noise, just the endless, silent turning of the cosmos. The air is clear and cool up there, and the horizon stretches forever, wrapped in a soft blue haze. You are a part of that quiet vastness, weightless and serene. Now, let sleep carry you away, floating on the gentle currents of the night air. Imagine a city floating upon a vast, quiet plain, where glistening pools of cool water break through the earth like windows to another world. The ancient Maya built their sacred places around these natural sinkholes, called cenotes, whose still, mirror-like surfaces held the sky. For them, these were not just wells, they were gentle doorways to the underworld, places for offering and quiet reflection. Even now, in the deep silence of those ruins, you can almost picture the soft shimmer of water catching the last light of day. And across the sprawling cities, the Maya shaped the land with patient care, carving out broad reservoirs to cradle the summer rains. These quiet basins became like liquid mirrors, perfectly still in the morning calm, holding the upside-down reflection of a temple or a swaying ceiba tree. Imagine standing on the edge, seeing that floating world, the stone pyramids softened by the water's gentle tremor, almost as if the whole city were dreaming itself into existence. Far off in the resting ruins of Uxmal, there is a building so long and low that it seems to stretch across the horizon like a sleeping creature. The governor's palace, with its seamless, elegant facade, catches the sunlight in a slow, breathing rhythm as the day passes. Each carved stone plays its part in a quiet dance of light and shadow, warm, lengthening shadows that slip softly across the intricate mosaics, telling stories at a pace only a resting mind can follow. And through those ancient halls, a color once blazed in serene brilliance, a hue the Maya made from indigo and soft clay, called Maya blue. It held the warmth of the sky just before dusk, and it endures, faint but faithful, on the crumbling walls. To see it is to remember that these silent stones were once alive with beauty, a gentle whisper of color that still clings like the memory of a forgotten lullaby. Now, close your eyes and breathe in the faint, sweet scent of copal resin, the incense they burned for sacred moments. That aromatic smoke once drifted through open plazas in thin, blue-gray ribbons, weaving a blanket of stillness. The earthy, honeyed fragrance filled the evening air, inviting a deep, quiet contemplation that lingers in the empty courtyards, a peaceful echo of a people who found the divine in every slow, rising wisp of smoke. Deep within the quiet heart of the Guatemalan rainforest, the ancient city of Tikal rests in a gentle hush, its towering limestone temples reaching up through the canopy like silent prayers to the sky. Imagine walking slowly through the soft, warm mist, the air thick with the scent of earth and blossoms, as the great temple fire rises before you, so tall it seems to brush the drifting clouds. The Maya believed these temples were echoes of sacred mountains, and by climbing them, one could feel a little closer to the celestial realms, a little nearer to the quiet wisdom of the stars. Far away, in the soft, misty highlands, another kind of sacred work was taking shape, a written language of delicate glyphs, carved with infinite patience into stone stelae. Each curve and symbol was a gentle whisper across time, recording the quiet passing of centuries, the lineages of kings, the slow dance of generations. Imagine the artisan's hand, steady and calm, tracing these symbols into the pale limestone as birdsong drifted through the cool mountain air. That script held their peaceful history, so soft and enduring that it still speaks to us now. Further north, the city of Palenque glimmers in the memory of the forest, a place of graceful architecture and tranquil temples where water trickles through ancient aqueducts and the light filters down in golden ribbons. At its heart lies the Temple of the Inscriptions, and within, the serene sarcophagus of King Tikal, a great ruler laid to rest in a chamber of profound stillness. The carvings on his stone tomb do not speak of battle, but of a gentle journey. A soul floating downward into the underworld like a leaf settling upon a still pond, wrapped in the quiet embrace of eternity. Moving north again, across the slow-blinking landscape, we come to Chichen Itza, where the great ball court stretches long and peaceful beneath the open sky. Here, players would move in a slow, rhythmic dance. Their bodies swaying, their breath steady, guiding a heavy rubber ball toward stone rings set high into the walls. It was not merely a game, but a spiritual ritual, a meditation in motion, meant to maintain the delicate balance and harmony of the universe itself. Even now, if you stand very still within those walls, you can almost feel the soft echo of their footsteps, and the hush of something sacred. And every night, while the cities settled into slumber, Maya astronomers would climb to their observatories and sit in the deep, velvety darkness, watching the stars wheel silently overhead. They traced the movements of Venus with a love bordering on tenderness, measuring its soft glow, its disappearances and returns, until their calculations aligned perfectly with the gentle cycles of the solar year. Their calendar became a quiet poem of time itself, so accurate, so deeply attuned to the rhythms of the cosmos that it reminds us how connected we are to every slow, drifting moment and to the endless, peaceful turning of the night. And as we drift deeper into the forest, the gentle white paths of Caracol appear beneath the canopy. Hidden in the Belizean jungle, this ancient city reveals its Sakbiobe, limestone causeways whose name means white roads, curving softly through the green. Imagine the pale stone luminous under the filtered light, guiding slow footsteps from one peaceful plaza to another. No hurry, only motion, a web of connection woven into the living earth. The Maya walked here as if in a quiet dream, the stone cool underfoot, the forest sounds a distant lullaby. And far to the south, Copan offers a different stillness. Its sculptors carved delicate portraits of ancestors into soft volcanic tuff, faces gazing outward from a silent, eternal gallery. These figures hold the wisdom of generations, their features shaped with such care that after all these centuries, you can almost feel their gentle presence. No words, only stone remembering, a quiet dignity preserved in the warm stone as the jungle softly cradles them. This harmony extended into the Maya way of growing food, a gentle, sustainable farming called milpa. They rotated maize, beans, and squash, a cycle that nourished both people and soil. It was a conversation with the earth, never a demand. The fields would rest and renew, just as the sleepy listener does now, and the cities flourished alongside the lush, green canopy, each supporting the other in a slow, patient embrace. Water, too, held a sacred stillness. Many lost cities were built around cenotes, natural limestone sinkholes filled with cool, hushed water. These shimmering pools were seen as quiet portals to a spiritual world, their surfaces barely disturbed by a drifting leaf. Communities gathered there not just for water, but for a sense of deep, liquid peace, the cool stone and still water a gentle mirror for the sky. And when dusk came, the architecture of these cities invited the evening breeze to wander through wide plazas and soft, sweeping curves. As the sun set, the stone would glow with a warm, golden light, fading slowly, like a candle, into the jungle's quiet embrace. No sharp edges, just open spaces where the darkness could settle like a familiar blanket, as the city slipped into its own long rest. The stones of these lost cities have waited so long. They can wait a little longer. You just let go. I'll be here, speaking softly into the night. Imagine a city that slept beneath a blanket of green, untouched by time for hundreds of years. The ancient city of Tikal rested in deep silence, wrapped within a dense emerald canopy of rainforest. For centuries it simply drifted, while the jungle sang soft lullabies around its stones. Then gentle hands uncovered it, revealing towering limestone temples that rise like soft peaks above the forest floor, as if they were always meant to reach toward the quiet, starlit sky. These structures don't strain upward, they simply float, like a dream slowly remembering itself. And in that dream, the Maya carved their thoughts into stone, not with force, but with a tender patience. They developed a writing system of glyphs, each one a delicate piece of art, softly etched into slender stelae. Picture these symbols, like tiny sleeping creatures curled into the rock, holding the peaceful flow of history within their curves. For many drifting centuries, these carvings kept the lineage of kings, the rise and fall of dynasties, whispering across time with a voice so faint only the quietest mind can hear. Far away in Palenque, beneath a temple that breathed with the mountain itself, a very special rest was found. Archaeologists discovered the serene tomb of King Tikal, resting within a carved limestone sarcophagus, a stone cradle for a long journey. He was laid to rest in a chamber of utter stillness, surrounded not by fear, but by a floating sense of spirituality. On the lid, ornate carvings show the cosmic tree, the axis of the world, as if the king's sleep was just a gentle transition from one branch of existence to another. The air there feels thick with peace, like a hammock of silence. The Maya did not just map the earth, they listened to the sky. They were masters of astronomy, tracking the gentle movements of Venus and the moon with a precision that feels almost like breath itself. Imagine them watching night after night, following the slow, rhythmic breathing of the universe, and then creating calendars that harmonized with that beat. Their cities weren't just built on ground, they were aligned with a celestial dance, so that starlight would kiss the temple stairs exactly when the cosmos intended. It's as if the whole civilization moved in a silent, graceful waltz with the heavens. And nowhere is that more softly beautiful than at Chichen Itza. The temple of Kukulkan holds a secret that only reveals itself during the equinoxes, a quiet visual wonder. As the sun drifts lower in the sky, a shadow begins to descend the staircase like a slow-moving serpent made of warm light and cool stone. There is no sudden movement, just a peaceful blending. A luminous body gliding down, step by step, connecting earth and sky. It's a silent poem written by architectural genius, a reminder that even shadow can feel like a caress. Let that image carry you now, as you drift away into your own gentle rest. Imagine a winding path, smooth and white, curving gently through an endless sea of green. These were the Sakbiob, the ancient roads of the Maya city of Caracol. They lifted people softly from quiet neighborhoods to grand, open plazas, floating just above the forest floor. A silent, moonlit web of connection. The land itself was held in a careful, watery embrace. Maya engineers shaped floating gardens and delicate channels to coax the rain into shimmering reservoirs, a quiet, steady stewardship that allowed their world to bloom in the warm humidity of the lowland jungles, a gentle conversation between stone and water. And when the sun set, the cities themselves began to glow. A soft white lime plaster coated the pyramids, and under the moon this luminous skin would catch the light, making the great structures appear to float, ethereal and cloud-like against the dark velvet canopy of the trees. Beneath this beauty lay a silent, profound logic. The Maya counted not by tens, but by twenties, a serene system of mathematics that cradled the concept of zero long before it was known elsewhere. With this quiet precision, they could measure the slow, deep currents of time itself, stretching across millennia without a single sound. And deep in the forest's shade, a final, gentle comfort grew. The cacao tree, bearing the food of the gods. Its seeds were prepared not as a solid, but as a warm, frothy drink, sipped slowly in a cherished ritual. Just the thought of it, a familiar warmth held in cupped hands, the soft, bitter aroma rising in the humid air, a quiet comfort woven into the very fabric of their daily lives. Now, in the deep quiet of this moment, let us travel softly to the ancient lands of the Maya, where stone and sky whisper together. Close your eyes and feel the weight of time turn into mist, as we explore 5 echoes from a dreaming world, each one a step deeper into your own peaceful rest. Close your eyes and imagine floating over a vast emerald ocean of leaves, where the rainforest stretches in all directions like a soft, living dream. From this tranquil sea rises the Temple 5 Ove of Tikal, a pale limestone sentinel that has stood for over 1,000 years, reaching toward the sky in a slow, graceful ascent. Built with care around the year 700, this ancient place allows a quiet gaze across the horizon, where a blanket of white mist rolls gently over the jungle, softening the world into a hazy, watercolor blur. And the only sound is a distant low hum, the breath of the jungle itself, a lullaby that cradles you as you feel yourself becoming part of the mist, part of the sky, part of the endless, peaceful green. A deeper stillness awaits in Palenque, hidden within the greenery like a treasure of the heart. Here, the Temple of the Inscriptions cradles the peaceful rest of King Tikal, a sleep that has unfolded over centuries in a sanctuary carved with gentle, flowing tales. The intricate stonework doesn't speak of an end, but of a celestial journey, a floating transition where a spirit drifts softly between the realm of earth and the calm of the stars, a place where the boundary between life and dream becomes as thin as morning mist. Imagine the quiet hush of this space, where the cool stone and the faint scent of ancient incense seem to whisper a lullaby, guiding the mind into a slow, seamless voyage toward slumber. And as you consider this quiet passage, your own breathing deepens, each inhale a soft step into a realm of restful shadow. Now, wander to Copan, where the green grass holds tall, slender pillars that stand like silent companions in the soft, filtered light. These are the stelae, carved with such delicate, flowing lines that the stone appears to breathe, each figure a gentle whisper from a royal lineage, moving in a slow, dreamy rhythm like memories flowing through time. They are silent storytellers embracing history in a timeless hold, their surfaces etched with the patience of centuries under a slow-turning sky. Feel the warmth of the sun on the ancient rock, and imagine tracing your fingers over the stone, feeling the gentle undulations of a story that never truly ends. And as the evening light turns golden and low, these stone figures seem to sigh, their stories melting into the dusky air, wrapping around you like a comfortable, familiar blanket. From the grassy plazas, we drift to Chichen Itza, where a temple stands as a silent ode to a miracle of fading light. On a tranquil equinox evening, as the sun dips low and warm, a shadow slowly slithers down the staircase of Kukulkan, a soft, undulating illusion born from perfect harmony. This gentle descent of a feathered serpent is a quiet spectacle, a slow, breathing shadow that connects the stone to the cosmos in a dance of geometry and patience. It is a moment of pure, meditative grace, where the ancient world whispers that time is not a line, but a gentle, returning wave. And in that soft, warm moment, you realize that you too are part of this slow, cosmic rhythm, a shadow settling gently down the steps of time, resting deeply into the earth. The Maya wove their world into a deep, silent harmony with the drifting heavens above. Their great plazas and temples were aligned to the quiet, rhythmic journey of Venus, the bright star of morning and evening, so that the cosmos itself became a blueprint for the ground beneath their feet. This was a celestial architecture, a mathematical poetry that tracked time with a precision as serene as the slow drift of a far-off galaxy. Picture the gentle, knowing smile of a stargazer from long ago, watching a planet rise exactly over a carved stone marker, feeling a profound peace as the universe's quiet clockwork hummed in perfect sympathy. And now, as you lie here, let that cosmic order be your lullaby, each soft tick a gentle pull toward dreams of ancient light. And so, as these ancient stories fade into the night, let your thoughts dissolve and drift and dream.
Imagine a world hidden beneath the surface of the earth, where cool, still water rests in the gentle embrace of ancient limestone. These are the cenotes, natural sinkholes that the Maya saw as sacred, quiet portals. They believed these pools were gateways to a watery underworld, a serene sanctuary for reflection and quiet ritual. The water was so clear and so still, it must have felt like floating on the edge of a dream. Far above this hidden world of water, the city of Calakmul rests upon a high plateau. The air there is thin and clean, and the wind whispers its secrets through the leaves of the tallest trees. From that summit, a person could look out over a vast, endless sea of green, an emerald forest stretching to the horizon. It must have felt like being cradled by the sky itself, a feeling of complete, floating tranquility.
Connecting these cities and sacred places were smooth, paved causeways. The ancient Maya called them sakbeob, which gently means white roads. Imagine drifting peacefully along one of these glowing paths under a soft canopy of stars, the cool stone guiding you through the quiet landscape. These roads were built not just for travel, but for a slow, thoughtful journey from one world to another. And then, at the end of the journey, the homes themselves offered a soft welcome. Their walls were finished with warm, lime plaster, painted in the most delicate hues of red and ochre. These gentle colors didn't stand out. They blended seamlessly with the earthy tones of the living forest. It was like stepping into a cozy, natural cocoon, a space of perfect harmony and rest. Now, many of these places have been reclaimed by time, draped in a soft, silent blanket of moss and creeping vines. There is no forceful destruction here, only a gentle, patient embrace. Nature transforms the old stone ruins into a quiet, breathing garden, a place where the echoes of the past sleep peacefully, undisturbed and softly fading into the ancient earth. Now, as you drift closer to sleep, let me whisper to you of the ancient Maya, their cities cradled by the slow, turning sky. At Wakaktun, the stone pyramids and plazas were placed so softly, aligned with the gentle drift of the stars, so priests could feel the solstices and equinoxes like a quiet breath, moving through the seasons in perfect, silent harmony with the heavens. Far to the north, Tikal rises from the deep green jungle, its towering limestone temples piercing the emerald canopy like quiet fingers reaching for the clouds. Temple 4, once painted a warm, living red, shimmered above the mist. Now it stands as a still, pale sentinel, guarding a vanished world beneath the drifting forest fog. Nestled in the soft folds of the Chiapas highlands, Palenque rests, where the murmur of waterfalls blends with the whisper of the leaves. Deep within the Temple of the Inscriptions, a stone stairway leads down to a peaceful chamber. There, King Tikal lies in a serene, timeless sleep, wrapped in the dark, still silence of the earth. In the city of Copan, the Maya carved a flowing stream of stone, the hieroglyphic stairway, the longest continuous text in the New World. Each step bears the gentle, worn memory of a dynasty, the names of ancient rulers, preserved like a quiet heartbeat, carrying their stories into the vast, soft darkness of eternity. And at Caracol, they shaped the land with delicate care, building vast reservoirs to catch the soft summer rains. These shimmering pools held the cool, quiet water, keeping the city a lush green oasis even through the still, dry months, a hidden, tranquil world reflecting the warm, slow-setting sun. Sleep now, and let these ancient stones cradle your dreams. Welcome back to Sleeping Facts. As you settle into your bed, let my voice be a soft breeze guiding you to the ancient Maya world. Tonight, we whisper through stone cities and moonlit paths, where every shadow tells a story. Close your eyes, and let go of the day as we begin our quiet journey. Now, let your mind drift to a land of ancient stone and soft light. At Chichen Itza, the temple of Kukulkan stands in the warm evening air. During the equinox, a shadow comes alive. It forms a serpent gliding down the stairs step by step. So slow, so rhythmic, this descent of light. It feels like a peaceful bridge, connecting the heavens to the earth. Imagine the sun's last rays, playing on the limestone, as the serpent whispers its way downwards. Close your eyes and see the gentle dance of light and shadow. And beyond the temple, Imagine walking on a quiet night. The Maya cities were linked by Sakbiob, white roads of smooth limestone and shimmering quartz. These paths glowed under the moonlight, catching the stars in their surfaces. Travelers drifted softly, their footsteps barely a sound, between ceremonial centers. The quartz crystals glimmer like scattered stars beneath your feet as you walk in a dreamlike state. The jungle around you is so still, only the soft rustle of leaves in the night air. Feel the cool, smooth stones underfoot, guiding you through the vast, serene darkness, like a silent river of light. Now, rise higher to the hidden city of Caracol. It rests on a high plateau where the air is thin and cool. From there, the view is a soft sea of undulating green trees, stretching endlessly into the mist. The pyramids were built layer by layer, their stepped silhouettes melting gently into the horizon. The pyramids rise softly from the earth, like a gentle breath of stone, their surfaces weathered by centuries of rain and wind. No sharp edges here, only soft curves blending with the earth. Imagine the quiet dawn, the first pink light touching the stone, and the city breathing in the silence. There's a deep stillness here, a sense of being one with the sky and the forest.
Down in the plazas, the air is heavy with history. Maya artisans erected tall stelae. Stone pillars carved with fluid, graceful lines. These portraits show the nobility in quiet dignity, their feathered headdresses seeming to sway in a gentle breeze. Jade jewelry hangs around their necks, catching a soft, shimmering light. These plazas were gathering places, where the community came to honor the gentle spirits. The stelae stand like silent witnesses to 1,000 years of soft sunsets. Walk among these ancient stones, and feel the cool touch of centuries, whispering their stories to the night.
And when you step inside, into the heart of the temples, the ceilings curve above you like a stone hug. These are corbel arches, creating narrow vaulted spaces that feel so intimate and warm. The limestone curves filter the light into a soft golden glow. You're wrapped in a protective cocoon where the world outside fades away. Let the cozy stillness hold you as you drift deeper into the ancient quiet. And now, as the soft darkness envelops you, let these ancient stones watch over your dreams. The Maya world fades gently into the silence of the night. Sleep well, and let the whispers of history cradle you until morning. Close your eyes. Feel the warm, green cradle of Tikal. This ancient city rests deep within a lush canopy. Towering limestone temples float above the quiet jungle mist. They are gentle stone giants reaching toward the star-dusted sky. Temple Ore rises high, a silent perch for Maya astronomers. From there they watch the delicate dance of planets, a slow, soft waltz in the vast, still night. Feel the deep stillness of those hours, the quiet breath of an ancient world, drifting through time. The stars are tiny, soft pinpricks in the warm, dark canopy. The jungle below is a deep green hush. The mist is a warm, gentle blanket on your skin. These stone giants remember those quiet nights, watching the slow dance of stars. The jungle is a deep, ancient sea of green. The temples are islands in that soft, misty ocean. Now drift deeper, into the deep, still jungle. The Maya crafted sakbiob, white roads that wandered through the forests. These elevated pathways were coated in smooth lime plaster, glowing in the moonlight with a warm, luminous light. Imagine walking there, guided by that soft radiance under silent stars. The plaster was cool and smooth, reflecting the gentle light. Every step is a whisper in the vast, ancient stillness. The path led on, a silent ribbon through the ancient sleeping forest. In that deep tranquility, only the whisper of leaves. The forest slept, deep and still. The road continued, a quiet thread under the soft, dark sky. You can feel the gentle hush of centuries, the warm breath of the ancient earth. Rest now in the serene city of Palenque. The temple of the inscriptions waits, quiet and sacred. Within, the ornate sarcophagus of Kinich Janab Tikal rests, surrounded by intricate carvings. These delicate stories, softened by time, whisper of descent and rebirth, a gentle cycle in the warm, hidden heart of the temple. Feel the deep, silent comfort there. The carvings are worn, like soft whispers in stone. The air is warm and still, heavy with centuries of quiet. Inside the sanctuary, time moves slowly, gently. The stone holds the warmth of ancient hands. The carvings tell a silent, eternal story. Rest in that quiet, sacred space. Feel the deep peace. Beneath the soft soil of the Petén region, LiDAR technology silently revealed a vast, forgotten network. Over 60,000 structures hidden for centuries, gardens and plazas spread wide, a quiet, interconnected landscape, far more populous than we ever imagined, the gentle hum of an ancient world sleeping beneath the warm earth. The soil is warm and dark, holding secrets of ancient life. Gardens bloomed quiet, plazas gathered gentle footsteps. All now silent, a vast sleeping network under the soft green canopy. It stretched far, beyond what we can see. A hidden quiet world, breathing softly under the earth. The quiet hum of life then, now a gentle memory. And the Maya long count calendar, a rhythmic tapestry tracking vast, slow cycles, thousands of years in each gentle turn. This deep time aligned cities with the sun's steady path and the shimmering orbit of Venus. Feel that quiet, cosmic heartbeat pulsing through stone and sky, drifting through the ages like a soft, distant echo. The sun traced a gentle arc, Venus glimmered softly. These were the markers of a deep, rhythmic time. It guided their world, a quiet pulse in the fabric of existence, a vast, still river of time, warm and eternal. It pulses softly, even now. The calendar, a quiet rhythm of ages, guiding us gently to sleep. And now, let these ancient whispers gently lull you into a deep, quiet sleep.
In the ancient city of Chichen Itza, the El Castillo pyramid stands with a gentle mathematical grace. During the equinox, a soft shadow flows down the stone stairs, forming the elegant head of a serpent. This quiet dance of light and stone speaks of the earth's slow breathing and the sky's tender touch, a lullaby of the seasons, reminding all to rest. The Maya wrote with a language of images, beautiful glyphs like small, intricate paintings of leaves, animals and spirits. These carvings rest on warm stone stelae, preserving the gentle memories of kings and the long, flowing history of their families. They drift now in silence, like whispers of an ancient dream, lulling the mind to sleep.
To support their floating cities, the Maya built peaceful aguadas, shimmering reservoirs for collecting soft rainwater. These pools lay still in the jungle, mirroring the moon and stars, holding the sky's gentle tears. In the quietest, driest months, they kept life thriving with a subtle, cool pulse, a hidden, watery heartbeat beneath the sleeping stone. Maya cities were adorned with rich pigments, especially a deep, warm red called Maya blue. This mineral paint, meant to last for centuries, still casts a soft, colorful glow over the ancient plazas and temple walls. It is a quiet, enduring beauty, a gentle hue that seems to breathe, soothing the soul and whispering of lost time. In the lost Maya cities, the air carries the scent of damp earth and blooming orchids. The forest, warm and patient, slowly embraces the stone ruins. Now, only stillness remains, the wind whispering through mahogany trees, the jungle humming a low lullaby, a soft cradle for ancient dreams. Beneath an emerald canopy, the forgotten temples of Tikal dreamed for centuries, their limestone peaks reaching up like stone prayers to the silent stars. They charted the morning star's slow dance with breathtaking precision, recording its journey in the Dresden Codex. It was not a distant rock, but a shimmering guide, softly breathing the rhythm of their rituals and harvests. Deep within the Temple of the Inscriptions, Tikal rests in stone, his carved voyage through the underworld a quiet dream of rebirth amid celestial blossoms. Their words were tiny, rounded works of art, carved with patient hands onto folds of bark paper, weaving long histories into silent, sacred songs. At the equinox, a shadow serpent glides down the ancient stairs of Kukulkan, a quiet living clock that marks the Earth's gentle shifting from one season to the next. A soft white road, paved with crushed limestone, gleams beneath a silver moon. It stretches through the quiet jungle, a shimmering thread connecting distant plazas where travelers once drifted like gentle shadows through the warm night air. Imagine standing at the quiet heart of an ancient city, where vast reservoirs hold the memory of rain. These deep, silent basins captured every precious drop, ensuring that even in the warmest, driest months, hidden gardens could bloom and life could quietly flourish. In the highlands, they held something more precious than gold. A piece of jade, polished to a soft, luminous green, resting against the skin like a captured breath. It was the color of life itself, a whisper of enduring peace carried from the heart of the natural world. In the stillness of Copan, tall stone pillars rise from the earth like quiet sentinels. These stelae, carved with the delicate faces of ancient rulers, stand wrapped in moss and shadow, whispering intricate stories to the wind that only the forest can now understand. Floating upon the still waters, hidden gardens drifted like warm, green rafts. These chinampas, rich with dark soil, cradled the roots of maize and beans, offering a steady, peaceful harvest, a silent promise that the earth would always provide for those who listen to its rhythms. And with that, I think that's enough for tonight. Your imagination has wandered through moonlit paths and stood beside quiet waters. And now, it is time to let it all gently fade. If this journey helped you drift a little closer to sleep, you can leave a soft like, and if you subscribe, I'll be right here whenever you need me, ready to explore another quiet corner of history together. So as you rest, picture those shimmering white roads fading into the soft earth. Good night, sleep well, and remember the lost cities will still be dreaming beneath the canopy. Whenever you're ready to return, rest now. Everything is exactly as it should be.